Pace car is down. Green flag is in hand. Green flag is out. Riding on board now with Phil Parsons as they come by to complete lap 2, and it is Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Dominator, they've called him in recent races. He's been so strong in Milwaukee and in California, and he's off to a great start here in this race tonight.
Coming down to complete first lap there, they were like 3 wide coming off of turn 4.
Earnhardt stretching his lead out a bit. As you see back in the pack, there is some very, very tight racing. That's Elliott Sadler in car 66. Matt Kenseth in the 17. He wants to make up some ground on board with Matt now.
But you've got to be patient. Although it's a short track and Earnhardt's setting a very fast pace, you've got to be a little patient when you work in the traffic. Otherwise, you'll tear your car up, get it out, knock the toe end out, knock the fenders off of it, and you'll be going back.
Larry, what I thought was interesting is when you hear the spotter for Matt Kenseth, there are cars all around. You were talking about how rough this racetrack used to be. When you drove here, the tires would go away in a hurry. Well, that's not the case anymore. This really seems to be a smooth racetrack. They've done a great job of repaving.
Yeah, that's the key to getting around here. You heard the spotter tell him to get easy getting in the corners.
Here's the battle for 5th place. Jeff Purvis owns it right now.
You can overdrive a car in the corner here, and it can really mess you up as far as coming off the corner. So what you want to do is just a little contact there between Jason Keller and Phil Parsons. You want to come off the corner fast is what you want. And the only way you can do that is go in a little easier so it won't upset the car.
David Green really working hard in that 36 car trying to get by Jeff Purvis. There's Randy LaJoie, who won a couple of weeks ago at Myrtle Beach. Purvis in the 4, and Todd Bodine up in front of him in the 30. Well, meanwhile, Dale Jr. is checked out. Look at the difference between 1st and 2nd. That's Wayne Grubb back in the 83, and then all the way back to 3rd place.
The Grubb boys ought to do pretty good here. I mean, Wayne and Kevin both. I mean, they grew up here. They raced thousands of miles on the racetrack, I'm sure, so they should be they should be in pretty good shape.
Got to report that Tim Speedway may have scraped up against the wall. You do that a little bit at this racetrack, don't you?
Yeah, we got a problem down in turn 3 and 4.
As Mark Green, who is up against the wall in the 37, and the caution is flying here on lap 11. Mark Green spins. Also involved in that was the 35 of Lyndon Amick. We'll sort it out and tell you who stands where in a moment. There's caution on the racetrack. South Boston, Virginia, Dale Earnhardt Jr. out on top of Wayne Grubb right now.
Starting up front here. You have no traffic, you can truck on.
Yeah,
everybody
stand up.
I think there's some faster cars. I mean, well, cars that are just as fast back, just a little bit, but they're up in traffic and they can't get loose.
What do you think? I think Dale's pretty strong.
Oh, he's strong, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's pretty deep.
He is strong. No doubt about that.
Is everybody okay?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. When we go to replays, you know you got them, right? It's a replay.
Okay.
You talk.
Okay.
You see a replay. When I say, hey, let's take, here's what happened.
Okay.
Now stop.
Right.
I'm just talking to Larry about kind of generically what we're doing.
Well, Lyndon Amick, that time I was looking right at him. He got under 37, and they just got together. Spun him out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I kind of related to the 17 that one time. I was hoping that's who it was. Virginia, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the leader. Lyndon Amick is, it looks like we're about ready to go back green flag racing here at South Boston.
Cars off. Be ready. Get her ready. Get the green, green, green.
And again, Dale Earnhardt Jr. shows a lot of muscle underneath that hood as Amick can't get back on the lead lap, neither can Mark Green.
Bill Jr., he's really strong on the restart. Very smooth. He doesn't spin the wheels, and that's the key to restart very well here. Short track, just don't spin the wheels.
Wayne Grubb finds himself caught between behind Lyndon Amick. He's trying to keep up with Junior.
A few moments ago, we heard Matt say that Mark Green thought he had a valve stem broke off on the right front there. What happens here when you spin out like that, you spin up into loose stuff, you get up into marbles, and they build up on your tires, and then you go down to the next corner, and it feels like the car won't turn. It feels like it's sliding, like you have a tire going down or something. That could have been what the problem was.
That is not in battle for second. Wayne Grubb is in second place. The 35 car you see is now a lap down as he came up and tried to get back on the lead lap. Started on the double file on the restart. Lyndon Amick almost hopelessly trying to keep up here. When you go a lap down here and get a couple laps down, it's pretty tough to make it up there.
It's tough. It really is. I mean, the traffic is so tight, and the cars, they run so close nowadays. I mean, you've really got to get a good jump on the leader at the time and try to jump him and beat him into the first corner and just try to hold him off.
Now the battle for fifth place. Todd Bodine owns it right now at number 30. Up, got a car up in the wall. That is Jason Keller, the 57, and caution will fly again. Looks like Jason might have cut down a tire or something. He just shot right up into the wall in turn 2.
Yeah, that could have been Jason that broke the valve stem a while ago, you know?
Jason Keller in the wall. Caution is out at South Boston. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still our leader in the Lycos.com 300.
I cannot hear Doreen or Scott King barely at all. If you can really boost them up a lot, I can't even hear them, what Scott's saying. So if you could help me out there, I appreciate it, bud. Thank you.
Tough break.
Tough for Jason.
Yeah. He's really a nice guy. He really is. He needs a sponsor.
Mack Trucks are furnished by Clement Chevy Mack Sales. For all your truck and tractor needs, call Clement at 1-800-369-MACK. Visit, experience, shop Simpson World, a racer and race fan superstore now open in Mooresville, North Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana, Torrance, California, and Hershey, Pennsylvania. Race fans, you make the call. New LCI long-distance customers receive 30 minutes of free calling and a calling card featuring participating drivers. Don't delay. Call now, 1-888-TEAM-LCI.
Tough break here at South Boston early for Jason Keller. He's still his car pinned up against the wall. There you see Jason, like my partner Larry Pearson from the great state of South Carolina, and he's a nice guy and a good young talent.
Yes, he is. He really is. He's run well this year without a sponsor, and they need some sponsor help. But I'm telling you, he's a great guy, and he would represent a sponsor well.
Well, tough break is now the car is hooked up onto the tow truck and being pulled away, as you can see. Down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, I'm standing by with Jason Keller. Jason, awfully hard lick into the wall there. What happened?
Well, first of all, we got a bad start, you know, and then got in there, and I was trying to get around him on the outside and work the high line in, but it hadn't quite come in yet, you know, and Jason Keller didn't do his job tonight, you know. I just didn't get it done tonight, but sorry to all the guys.
Well, I tell you what, it takes a big man to admit he made a mistake. I was looking at the car. He went in the corner on the outside, guys. He got the thing up into the marbles, and it shot, literally shot, right into the wall, scraped pretty hard. I tell you, the car's pretty well damaged. I don't think they'll get back out.
Larry, you heard Jason talking about that high line. Now, this is known as a two-groove racetrack, but apparently that second groove isn't there right now. They're going to have to wait for it.
Yeah, it just, during practice this afternoon, a lot of the cars were running up there, and I would have thought by now that it would have been in, but from the marks there, Jason might have got in just a little bit higher than what he wanted to. But the first rule of thumb, never admit, the race driver's rule, never admit your fault.
It's got to be, though, a frightening moment, though, when you do get up in the marbles and you realize it and there's nothing you can do except to hang on. You're headed for the wall.
Yeah, it's when you get up that high, the car just won't turn. There's rubber and sand and everything up there, and the tires just won't grip, and it just you're just holding on, basically.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led every lap of this race, and we're now through 29 of 300 laps. The repair work and stay dry has been put down in turn 2. Anybody that you saw tonight have anything for Dale Jr.? A couple of the races, he has just been really checked out, the dominant car.
Yeah, no, I've talked to a lot of drivers down there, and they were, you know, I would say of Dale Jr., they would never tell him that, but a lot of them were kicking themselves in the rear ends and saying some words they shouldn't be saying, but they can't believe he's running that well. I mean, it's week after week. Doesn't matter what size track or where it is. I mean, he seems to be the one to beat, and you know, when you get on a roll like that, it's hard to do anything wrong, and they are certainly on a roll.
Look at the numbers for the season. We're the 20th race of the year. He has 4 wins, 9 top 5s, 14 top 10s. He's now the points leader. He's led in 10 races. That's more than anybody else. He also has 2 poles. That ties Robert Presley for the most. And you know what? This is one of the tracks where he tested. And he said he's had some problems with short tracks. They didn't like the way they ran at Hickory. Didn't like the way they ran at Myrtle Beach, but they are strong tonight. Glenn Jarrett?
Well, if anybody's going to be smiling, it's this man here, Tony Eury, and boy, that thing looks like it's on a rail, Tony.
Yeah, he said the car's pretty good. We were a little tight in the center right before qualifying, and we didn't want to make too many adjustments for it because the pace slows down so much here, so we left it long. He said the car's real good.
Okay, that's Tony Eury, the crew chief. I tell you what, everybody down here has become to or expected for Earnhardt Jr. to run this way, guys. He's done it so often lately.
Well, we'll see if he can continue, as it looks like we are about ready to go back. Green flag racing here in South Boston. And as you mentioned, Larry, I think it's one of the interesting things to watch is Dale Jr. on the restarts, how smooth he is. He really gets a jump.
Yes, like I said, the key is not to spin the wheels, and he goes down on the gas real smooth and easy. I mean, he's learned very, very well. There's another good jump, and he clears the lap car, getting into the first corner, and that's the key on the short track. You clear that lap traffic, if there is any, you can take your line into the first corner there and don't have a problem.
The 37 you saw, the lap car was Mark Green and Dale Earnhardt Jr. again, out to about a 10-car length lead over Wayne Grubb. The youngster who qualified well here, and not surprising at all when you consider that Wayne Grubb has been a regular here at South Boston. He's the driver of car 83. He ran late models here last season, won 3 races in that series, so he knows his way around, and there's something about track time at a track like this.
Oh, yeah. When you have a racetrack in your backyard and you run here week after week, you have to know something about it, and I'm sure the guys, after they repaved the track, I'm sure they came down and tested probably every week, and it's helped them a lot. I mean, it's paid off for both the Grubb boys.
Well, it's obvious, and again, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with his largest lead of the night. He just seems to be getting stronger as this race rolls on.
That's what happened there on that restart. Wayne Grubb got caught on the outside of the lap car of Mark Green, and it took him a couple laps to get by him, but even if he had cleared him, I don't think he's got anything for Earnhardt.
Tim Fedewa is running third at the moment. You see the field strung out just a bit. Tim Fedewa, a guy who sat on the pole at Myrtle Beach, won earlier this year in Nazareth, and felt he has a really good shot here tonight. He really would like another win before this season is done.
Yeah, very good race driver. He's had some hard luck, but once things get turned around, just like Earnhardt, if he gets on a roll, then it'll start clicking for him week after week.
There you see Tim Fedewa's car 33, and he's also very smooth in getting around this racetrack, which is a key on these short tracks for running well. It seems the harder you drive, sometimes the slower you go.
That's the whole deal. And the car will feel so good to you, you want to drive it off into the corner 2 or 3 car lengths further than what you should drive it off. And when you get to the center of the corner, you drove in so hard and it just actually messes the car up and you can't come off as hard as you want to. Well, the key is passing people coming off the corner instead of getting in the corner. So, you know, if you just keep that in your mind while you're running and just try to be consistent, run a smooth lap, then your lap times will be very good and very consistent.
Another young driver we haven't heard a lot from on this Busch Series is Kevin Grubb, Wayne's brother. He's right behind Fedewa in the 52 car. He also has a lot of time on this track. Run 6 late model events here a year ago. And we've got a spin on the front straightaway. It's Buckshot Jones. He'll bring out another caution flag. Doesn't look like the damage is too severe, but there was some very tight racing back in the pack, and Buckshot looked like he got tapped just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see some damage there on the left rear where somebody got into him. I don't think he hit the inside wall there.
Buckshot Jones trying to get his car turned around, and he'll come in the pits and survey the damage. We'll tell you the results of that when we return to South Boston, Virginia, Lycos.com 300. Got to get your car up there, don't we?
He's picked up a few spots, but
how about Junior?
Great.
Little Lee, man, is killing it.
He's got something that's awfully strong in the last couple races.
Larry,
yeah.
you ever have a car like that? Where just
once.
Did you?
Yeah. Jefferson, Georgia, 1986.
You remember, at some point, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to get you to talk about what that feels like. Where you?
Oh man, well, actually, it scares you because you're waiting for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
It's that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I sure do. I can hear him fine.
We're going to talk about Lycos deciding to get involved in racing. What's behind that a little bit?
Okay.
And,
I sure can, Doreen.
And also, you got to be really excited about Matt Kenseth and what
okay.
he's done, and we'll talk about that.
Great.
Yes. Okay, will you tell me when to start talking to him, or do you want me to just go ahead and do it?
Mr. Lycos?
Mr. Lycos. I told him it was.
I don't think I want that moniker.
We have Lycosin.com here, your wife's doc, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So he clears that lap traffic every time, and
It just goes.
He's got it made.
He's got a strong car left.
Yeah.
6 races, especially. Ever since Milwaukee.
Yeah.
20.
Doreen, tell me when to start doing this interview, okay? Or do you want me to start? Thank you. Welcome back to South Boston, Virginia. You're looking at Dale Earnhardt Jr., a position he has been in many times this season, and that is out front and by a wide margin. Dale Jr. is leading every lap of this race, and we're on lap 49. There you see Buckshot Jones. He's back out, none the worse for wear, but lost some valuable time. As we'll take a look at what happened on the racetrack.
Yeah, Buckshot's coming off of turn 4. It looks like him and Dave Resendez got together there. Buckshot was on the inside. You know, I think the wheels touched and it just got tangled up and Buckshot went around.
It's one of the hazards of short track racing. Buckshot Jones got the bad end of it here tonight.
Yeah, you don't have to hit people bumper to bumper to spin them out. I mean, and that wasn't intentional, don't get me wrong. They just bumped wheels and jerked the car around.
Looks like we're going to have a battle for second place very soon as Tim Fedewa is now on the back bumper of Wayne Grubb. We talked about Fedewa and that Base Motorsports team, his teammate Randy LaJoie, how strong they have been on these short tracks. They really have their short track program together, and Fedewa looking for an opportunity to get around car 83.
Yeah, I think Tim, he's just taking his time, you know, which is what he should do here in this track like this. No lap traffic. We still got a long way to go. I mean, you know, if he can get around Wayne there, you know, then his next deal is a little easy.
Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Mike, due to the qualifying format, most teams today worked on race setup versus qualifying setup for qualifying tonight. Tim Fedewa made a change for what he thought would make the car better in the race. It also made it better in qualifying. That's why he started up front. He says this car should come in after about 40 to 50 laps. That's when this car really begins to get hooked up, and you can see he's really working hard on the 83 car.
We are 56 laps in, and it looks like Fedewa almost touched Wayne Grubb trying to get around him. Grubb's doing a pretty good job of holding him off here.
He's holding him off, yeah. That's what track time will do for you. You know, if we were at another track where he doesn't have that much experience, not saying that he wouldn't run good, but he would because he's got good cars, but I think Tim would probably have passed him by now, but the little Grubb kid is he's holding his own, and Fedewa's having a hard time getting around him, and that's allowing Kevin Grubb to catch up to both of them.
Fedewa seems to be just a little bit stronger in the corners. The turns here at South Boston bank 12 degrees, then a 360-foot straightaway on both the front and back stretch. 0.4 of a mile around this racetrack. And Wayne Grubb, as we said, knows it well, having been a regular here in the late model division for a couple of seasons.
Tim gave him a little bump down there in 3 and 4 the last time around. I think Tim's letting him know that he's ready to go now.
That's got to be an uncomfortable feeling for the youngster Grubb.
It is when you got a veteran behind you pushing you like that. You want to hold your own. You want to stay out there and to show people that you can run up front with these guys. And but you got a veteran behind you who's just pushing you, and you know it makes it tough on you. It's very unnerving at times.
You may be wondering about pit stops here. Because of the tightness of pit road, we will have scheduled pit stops at lap 100 and lap 200. The drivers really seem to like this format, and they'll have 5 laps in which they can be in the pits and make changes and not lose any position on the racetrack.
It's all for safety. You know, come in, you can change tires, fill up with fuel, and just, you know, you can take your time. That way the guys on pit road that do work on the cars, they, you know, don't have to worry about cars coming in at speed and parking 3 wide and, you know, taking a chance on getting run over. So they just...
There you see the power on that straightaway for Grubb, and Fedewa can get up alongside him in the corners, but then Grubb on the straightaway will just pull right away from him.
Yeah, well, what Tim's doing, he's running a low groove there, trying to get underneath him and coming off the corner. The higher you are, I don't mean way up against the wall, but Grubb is about a car width higher than what he is, and he's keeping his RPMs up off the corner, and that's the reason he's pulling away.
There you see Kevin Grubb running back in 4th position. For more on that, let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, Mike, while they're battling, while Tim and Wayne Grubb are battling there, that has allowed Kevin to catch up with them. They're really using up a lot of racetrack, and Wayne's trying to keep Tim from getting under him, but he just can't seem to do it. Meanwhile, that's letting Kevin come up through the field, pull right up into, he'll be into this fray in just a minute. He actually won more races in late model stock division at this racetrack last year than Wayne did, so both those Grubb boys got a lot of experience on this racetrack. Meanwhile, Tim Fedewa's crew chief told him to back off. We got a lot of racing left. Told him to take it easy.
Well, he's anything but taking it easy right now. And between them, the Grubbs won 9 times at this racetrack a year ago. I think we might get a little double team before this is over.
Well,
brothers are hanging together.
Yeah, if I was Tim, I'd try to put a little more pressure on him without trying to hit him, you know, anything like that. He needs to get around him. And because the other guys are catching up with him, he is faster. So he better hurry up. He's going to be right in the middle of a grub sandwich here pretty soon.
I like that. Meanwhile, Dale Jr. is just really ripping the field while the battle for second place. And I think this is doing nothing but helping Dale Jr. up ahead.
Absolutely. You know, the more the guys battle behind him back there, you know, he's in clear traffic, and those guys are fighting it outside the side, and he's able to pull away.
And Tim Fedewa now in second place. I think it was only a matter of time with the experience that Fedewa has. Here up front, as you see Dale Jr. lapping cars now, and a big surprise here, getting ready to put Mike Dillon in the 72 a lap down. And that's a big surprise this early in the race, lap 72.
That is a surprise. Mike Hughes been very strong on the short tracks. They must not have found the handle tonight, but can't take anything away from Tony Eury. He's got the Earnhardt car set up just perfect, and he'll just take his time. And, you know, one thing about that is if you got a car that good and you're that far ahead, it's almost scary if you're the driver because you're just wondering.
I was going to ask you, Larry, you had to sometime in your career have a car like Dale Earnhardt has here.
Yeah, I did it one time in 1986 in Georgia at New Georgia Speedway down there. We just built a brand new race car and didn't go test or anything, just took it down there. And
Come on, run your line, run your line.
We just happened to have hit it right.
Come on, that's it. Clear, clear, clear.
And like I said, it's almost scary. You're sitting there, you're so far ahead.
Let's go now. Dig.
Time for our field standing update, brought to you by Napa. Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. You take a look back at the field and find your favorite driver. Some of them about to go a lap down, as we said, from Dale Earnhardt. Mike Dillon just goes a lap down. Next in line is Fermi Sadler, who is a track favorite here. And Fermi Sadler really expected to do well at this racetrack tonight. I know he has to be disappointed a bit with his run early.
Yeah, he is. Hermie went down in 1 and 2 a while ago and got up a little too high. He had to get out back off a lot, and that's what really slowed him down. That's how Earnhardt caught up so fast.
You're looking through the back of Fermi Sadler's car. We're watching him as Dale Earnhardt is right on his bumper. Bill Parsons also about to go a lap down. Boy, Hermie doing everything he can to keep Little E from putting him down a lap.
He's driving hard to stay, you know, stop him going a lap down.
Come on, beat the foot down, smooth with the gas, come on.
Earnhardt, he just needs to take his time.
That was the spotter you heard of Fermi Sadler encouraging him, trying to keep him going. The battle for 4th place, owned right now by David Green, someone we haven't talked about. There you see Jeff Purvis. Wayne Grubb is falling back a bit. Wayne Grubb is back in 4th place, and here comes Purvis trying to gain another position on the racetrack. Randy LaJoie also in your picture in car 74. We'll hear from him before this night is over.
Randy's a very smart race driver. He's just taking his time, picking them off one by one. When he can get a clear shot at him, he'll go ahead and pass them.
Jeff Purvis now up into 5th place. That is the battle for 5th place. Wayne Grubb falls back into 6th. And the man they're all chasing, he's on a rail tonight, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the points leader. Can he keep it up? We'll see in a moment.
Okay. They've only got 16 laps before the break.
We're next. We're doing this. To the Director of Branding and Promotions. Brand Marketing at Lycos, right? Can we get Matt Kenseth at all in there? Cool. Sounds good. Hey, we got some smoke out there. Something's happening.
Yes, Ed Barrett's coming out the exhaust pipe there.
Okay.
We've only got 12 laps to the break.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we're going to have pit stops in 12 laps. You want to do it after the pit stops, Doreen?
We'll have more
Can you
time
stay for a
to talk
minute,
to him.
or do you have to go to MRN? Treble, backstretch. And it's, yeah. The Lycos.com 300, presented by Valleydale Foods, is brought to you by the more than 2,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. At South Boston Speedway, we are under caution. Lap 90, and it's a spin on the backstretch. It involves Kerry Earnhardt and Matt Kenseth, also Dave Rezendes in the 50 car involved, and you see the damage there on the Matt Kenseth machine. Take a look and see what happened on the backstretch.
Well, they're coming off. Looks like Matt's already spun out. No, that's Glenn Allen spun around there, and Matt and Kerry Earnhardt put on the brakes to try to miss and stop from hitting him and got themselves in trouble there. See Glenn Allen spun around there, and just unfortunate for Matt and Kerry.
Glenn Jarrett.
Hey, thanks, guys. I happened to be looking right at that. When they come up off the corner, for some reason, Kevin LePage got a great bite, and he drove up trying to get under Glenn Allen, and he just couldn't do it. He bumped into the back of him, and that got Glenn spinning in front of all those cars. I tell you, everybody did a good job missing the fray back there because there were a whole lot of cars running close together there. But there was contact between the 59 and the 99 to start that incident.
Riding in car with Kerry Earnhardt right now. Let's go inside with Matt Kenseth and see if we can tell what happened.
Where you see the back of Matt's car there, they're coming off. Oh, yeah. See, Matt just got out of the gas there. He saw what was happening in front of him. I don't think Kerry saw that. He ran to the back of Matt there, turned him up into the wall.
Well, it's a pleasure to welcome into the booth now, and I'm not sure that he has a smile on his face, is Jim Hohenscheid, who is the Director of Brand Marketing for Lycos. And I know you didn't like what you just saw, but you have to enjoy your involvement in NASCAR racing this year.
We certainly have. It's been a great year for us so far. We're associated with a fabulous young driver in Matt Kenseth and a great team in Riser Enterprises. We've had the fortune to sponsor 2 great races.
Well, Matt Kenseth had a tough spin right there, and you can see the look in his eyes. He's not happy. But he is second in the points. He's had a great year, and it's something that certainly has excited your company.
It certainly has. It's turned Lycos into a group of racing fans in our office outside Boston, and they've joined the legion of other racing fans who are following Busch Grand National.
And you believe this Busch Grand National Series across the country, it is growing by leaps and bounds, it seems, almost with every race.
It certainly has. We get emails and letters every day thanking us for sponsoring Matt, and racing fans telling us they're enjoying using our product, and when they're on the internet coming to Lycos.com for search, navigation, and all the other products and services we offer.
Well, Jim, thanks for stopping by. We'll let you go back and enjoy the rest of this race now and hope that your driver can get back up there a little bit. And again, you're also the sponsor for the race tonight, Lycos.com 300. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us. Jim Hohenscheid is with us tonight. Dale Earnhardt is our leader. We are under caution at lap 94 in South Boston. We'll be back. More racing in a moment.
I got it. Right here, I'm okay. Is that yours? got caught up in somebody else's mess there.
Did he?
Yeah. Resendez has been in 2 of those now. He got, well, he didn't have anything to do
He's
with
trying
it.
to earn himself a ride here, and he's
Exactly.
over driving that thing.
Yep, you're right. But he's done that his whole career.
That's why. Yeah. Okay. Coming back, we're going to start having pit stops here in a few minutes. You know that.
Well, let's see. Fedor's up there now, and
Cool. And look at those Team 34 guys up to 3rd and 4th. You know what? That's pretty good. It's getting to be one of our storylines. Look at 3rd and 4th, Doreen. Look at 3rd and 4th. That's one of our storylines, too. You know, it'd be kind of cool to pay that off sometime. You know, here. Cool. Green is out, and Matt Kenseth will try to get his lap back before the mandated caution. Only 2 laps away, and again, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with a fantastic restart. Kenseth cannot do it. Let's watch this battle.
yeah, it was Matt and Terry Earnhardt jockeying in position, trying to be the first car up there and try to get their lap back. Like you said, we got a caution coming out here at in 1 lap. They wanted to be the first one to try to get up there and get that lap back. But I don't think Matt can do it.
Matt cannot do it again. He began the night 6 points behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. There is smoke coming out of the Ed Barrier car 77. He spun. He has been having some problems last couple of laps. Caution is out, but it would have come out anyway. This is lap 100, and as we told you, because of the tightness of pit road, this will be a chance for the teams to come down on pit road and service the cars and still maintain their position on the racetrack.
Yeah, going into turn 3 here, just piled up there, and you know, like a chain reaction type deal. But like you said, he's got a motor problem developing. He's been struggling just a little bit throughout the race there. It's a good thing that the caution did come out. I think he's still on the same lap, did he not?
I believe he is at the tail end of the field, but as you can see, there is still some smoke coming out of that 77 machine. Ed Barrier, who was the winner at Hickory earlier this season, having a tough time of it here tonight at South Boston. Again, the pit road is open, and I believe we'll see everybody coming down on pit road here. They have 5 laps to complete service and to get back out on the racetrack in the same position. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. is slowly bringing the AC Delco Chevrolet in. I asked Tony Year if they were going to change much. Dale Jr. said the racetrack's getting a little tighter, so they're going to try to free the car up a little bit with air pressure. Randy LaJoie, meanwhile, is pitted right in front of Earnhardt. LaJoie's car has gotten a lot tighter. They went up a couple rounds on the track bar, and they went up with air pressure all the way around. Mike McLaughlin, in the meanwhile, he's also reporting tight. They're going to make a track bar adjustment on him. How about you, Matt?
Well, Glenn, Matt Kenseth had hoped to make it to lap 100. His worst fears, though, came to fruition. He got a lap down. They're going to make a 4-tire stop. He was loose off, so they made some air pressure adjustments. Mike McLaughlin was also reporting loose. Tim Fedor, his car was tight. They're going to make some air pressure adjustments, and they're working inside their grill work on the 33. Also, the 36 car, David Green, they're going to take a half a pound of air pressure out of the right front and the left rear. He was tight in the center of the corner and even tighter off. Also for the 37 car of Mark Green, they're going to put a full spring rubber in the right rear. And also the 33 car, as we mentioned, they are making some minor adjustments. Now let's go back upstairs.
All right, Matt, thanks for that report. You saw David Green there a moment ago. He is back out on the racetrack, and he is posted in 4th position. He will be a factor before this night is over. Let's go back down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, hey, guys, Matt Kenseth just left here, and as Matt Yoakum was telling you, they were doing some heavy work on the front of that car. They cut the entire screen off the grill and sent him back out. So that's bound to change the way that car handles. We'll let Larry Pearson, maybe he can expand on that a little bit. But Larry, that's got to make some more air travel through the car. It's got to reduce the down pressure, downforce on the nose of that car.
You're right, Glenn. What you want to do is you want the down pressure on the car, which helps the car to turn. And if they took the whole screen off the front of it, he's going to have a problem. If he was tight before, he's going to be a lot tighter now.
We'll see how it affects him when we come back to South Boston, Virginia. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led every lap of this race. Tim Fedewa is second. We'll go green when we come back. Yes. Thank you. What? Yeah. Well, I think we've done some good jobs. We had some good battles. The Fedewa battle for second, man, that was cool.
Yeah.
You know, that was a great battle. Of Wayne Grove trying to hold them off. And welcome back to South Boston, Virginia. We're ready to go green again, and let's watch Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the restart. Matt Kenseth in the 17 is 1 lap down. Trying to get up to Earnhardt to get that lap back, and as we told you, they're ripping the grill screen off. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett for more on the 17.
Well, let's clarify that. Larry and I were talking about how if they pull that nose piece off, that would reduce the downforce on the car, making it hard to turn. To try and compensate for that, they took a spring rubber out of the right front spring. That should help the car turn a little better in the center of the corner. But right now, you can clearly see on the racetrack, there ain't nobody got nothing for Dale Jr.
Glenn, you're exactly right. Boy, what a night. As you can tell on the 17, watch when he goes into the corners, you will see that something is rubbing on the car. You didn't see it there, but there had been some, he had some sheet metal damage on that race car. We'll have to wait and see if that is indeed a factor.
That restart there, that must have been a single file deal.
Here's some teammates battling for third place in the 30. That is Todd Bodine, David Green in the 36 from Team 34. And what a difference they have made in those two cars since they came on board. Todd Bodine last week in California. David Green, since he climbed on board the 36, he's been in the top 5 every week.
Every single week. Those are 2 good drivers.
And it's David Green who takes his teammates for third place. Green running third, and you were telling me before the race again, you felt that David Green might be one of the few drivers who would be able to have anything for Dale Earnhardt if he could get up with it.
I would pick David Green week in and week out on the short track. He's just so smooth, and that's what it takes to win on these tracks is patience and you know, being smooth. And he's just he's been very good on the short tracks.
4th, 5th, and 6th is Todd Bodine. Jeff Purvis in the 74. The blue car is Randy LaJoie. Running in 6th position right now, and then right behind him you see the 64, that's Curtis Markham. I mean, a car that has driven a great deal on this series by Dick Trickle, who of course is in Pocono this weekend. And Behind him is the man who started second, Wayne Grubb, number 83. He is now back in 8th place. Right behind him is his brother.
Yeah, I think Todd's holding him up just a little bit there. He must have lost the handle on the car. David Green was able to get by him. He's pulled away there.
See Kevin Grubb, and then Buckshot Jones is one of the lap cars now. He spun earlier in the race on the front straightaway.
Tight battle there.
Look at Buckshot.
Buckshot's got a good race car. I mean, his practice speed and everything was very well. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time there. And, you know, just not his night. But, hey, we got a long way to go. He can make this lap up and get right back into it.
Andy Sinclair behind him. He's running in 25th position. He also, along with Buckshot, is a lap down. The next car on the racetrack that is in position is Shane Hall in the 85. Hall's had a good night. He's running 10th, and behind him, one of the track favorites here, the 66 of Elliott Sadler is in 11th. Sadler not had the season that he had wanted to. He'd really hoped tonight to get things turned around and going in a great direction with a victory here. A lot of friends and family. Had a whole Sadler section here pulling for these guys.
Yeah, Elliott, he didn't have a good qualifying run. He qualified back in 21st, but he has steadily moved up, and you know, that's what it takes. You can't get too discouraged if you have a bad qualifying lap. You know, because anything happens, you only get 2 laps on a very short track like this. You've got to hit every corner just right, and but he, you know, he hasn't had the year that he had last year. But I mean, you know, we still got a good ways to go, and he can turn it around. I mean, you know, it's a very good team.
More on the 66. Let's go down to Matt Young.
Well, Mike, Elliott Sadler, the hometown hero here in the South Boston, Southern Virginia area, has moved up 10 spots from 21st to 11th. He was reporting in before that caution on lap 100, but his car was pretty loose off the corners. They adjusted with air pressure. He says the car is pretty good now, and now we're good for the next 100 laps, or now we hope to make a run to the front.
We'll keep our eye out on the 66 of Elliott Sadler. You're looking to the onboard camera of Shane Hall. You see that Sadler is putting plenty of pressure on him for that 10th spot.
Putting a lot of pressure on Shane there. Shane's from Greenville down there, but you know where I live down next to Spartanburg, and he got some sponsorship help, you know, from Big A Auto Parts, and he's run very well. He's had some strong runs this year.
Shane Hall in the 85. Behind them is an interesting story. Mike McLaughlin has moved up to 12th. He's another one who had a bad qualifying run. Here we're looking back through the field here. NASCAR timing and scoring presented by MCI. You check out where your favorite driver stands for the race. Mike McLaughlin in the 34, as we were saying, is now up to 12th. Behind him, Elton Sawyer, another one who runs well at this racetrack.
The longer they run, the veterans, they start sneaking up toward the front of the pack, except for the leader of the race, which is Will Earnhardt. But you know, the veterans that have the seat time and experienced drivers, they start creeping up toward the front before the race is over with.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. lapping one car after the other. What a night he is having here in South Boston. You see back to the 32, that's the machine of Jason Jarrett. For more on that, let's go to Uncle Glenn.
Hey, thanks, Mike. And it's a report I didn't want to have to make. Jason had a great car early in the race. He ran in the top 10 through the first 60 or 70 laps. Suddenly, the car slowed right before halftime. He lost a lap. When he came in for the halftime break, the engine was almost out of power. The alternator had quit on the car. They had to change the battery. He's back out there now, but he lost many, many laps. That's a tough break. He had a pretty good race car tonight.
Speaking of tough breaks, how about Elton Sawyer, who's had a great run in the points? He's down on pit road right now. Elton Sawyer, 5th in the point standings, and this unscheduled stop on pit road will certainly hurt him. The 38th machine, as you see, stopped. And it looks like they may have thought maybe an engine problem or something. I see a wisp of smoke coming out of the tailpipes.
Yeah, I think they're pushing that car back behind the wall there. I think they're finished for today.
Tough break for Elton Sawyer, who was hoping to gain some ground in the point chase himself. Has had a fine season. Sawyer with 7 top 10s of the 19 races run so far, but appears to be in some trouble here tonight. Back up front again, you see Dale Earnhardt Jr. And he's still working to put Mike Dillon and Hermie Sadler.
He's coming up on some really, really good cars now. We'll see how strong he is as far as traffic goes, if he can work with traffic. He's came all the way around. He's, you know, trying to lap them now.
This is from the back bumper of Hermie Sadler. And there is pressure being put on by Mike Dillon, who's desperately trying to stay in front of the race leader, Dale Earnhardt. Keep digging, the word from the sponsor. I imagine if you're a driver, you would say, yeah, what do you think I'm trying to do?
Exactly. I used to hear that a lot. Keep digging, keep digging. They think we're out there just playing. Going as hard as you can go to keep them going a lap down.
That's the radio traffic of Hermie Sadler in car 29.
Keep it on the very bottom. There you go.
Hear the coaching from his spotter.
Don't let him get a run. Come on now. Let's go. Pick it up.
And that's what it takes also from the spotters. I mean, they don't get the credit that they deserve. They sit up there and they encourage the drivers and they give them momentum and, you know, just keep them pumped up, and that's what it takes. Give them a lot of encouragement and keep drivers on their toes. And like I said, they just don't get the credit that they deserve.
I give some credit to Hermie Sadler right now. He's doing a pretty good job staying out in front of these guys.
Keep it on the bottom.
Yes, he is.
Easy in, hard off.
Easy in and hard off.
There you go. Keep digging.
Much easier said than done.
That it is, especially if you got a car that feels good. You tend to overdrive it getting in, but you know, you got to keep a level head.
We gotta go. Keep digging now, Dewey.
We saw Elton Sawyer on pit road a moment ago. Let's get an update now from Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, when they pushed the car by, I knew immediately what was wrong. I smelled that smell. I smelled rear end grease. Elton, tough break. You had a pretty good race car.
Yeah, I thought we did. You know, Fastman's awful tough. And second short track race this year, we burned up a gear. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but guys will work hard. They'll change it, and we'll get the Barbasol cars back out and try to get as many points as we can. I hate it for all the guys. They work really hard. And I'd like to say hi to Brad. I know he's back home. Sorry, boss. Get better. We'll need you next week.
Okay, and while we were talking, wow, big fire behind the car here. Up underneath, there's fuel pouring up from underneath the car. You can see the flames. And I'm going to get away from here because it's working its way up toward the fuel cell. Meantime, we got caution on the racetrack. And I'm using a lot of caution down here, guys. I'm moving.
Well, this is short track racing at its finest. You saw Mike Dillon go spinning as he was trying to avoid going a lap down to Dale Earnhardt Jr., but there was too much of that number 3 on his back bumper.
Yeah, that's true. I never saw Glenn Jarrett run so fast.
Oh, I knew you could run like that.
Okay, let's look at the replay here. I think little Earnhardt there, he saw Fedewa was catching him, and he got just a little impatient there with Mike Dillon, and just gave him a little tap to let him know that he was holding him up.
Yeah.
So, you know, that happens on short tracks.
It does indeed, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still our leader. We're under caution, lap 137 complete. It's Earnhardt and Fedewa. We come back.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, Glenn,
Yeah, I hear Scott, fine. Who said I couldn't hear Scott? No, I hear everybody. I just turned around and saw fire, and I wasn't staying.
Hello. I cannot hear Scott barely at all. I can just hear his voice, and I have a hard time making out what he's saying. So,
Man, that's over hot.
and if there's someone else talking to me, I can't hear them either. Everybody's really low.
Close the pit mics.
You got it.
Lap car gets in between those two guys. A spin. Purvis is in the wall again.
Purvis in the wall. Purvis in the wall. Turn 3. Really swing through.
I don't know that anybody hit him. I think he just got loose getting in there.
want me to go to the 4 car and get in? Yeah, that's a little better.
Welcome back to South Boston, Virginia. Mike Hogwood and Larry Pearson with you. Glenn Jarrett and Matt Yoakum down on pit road. And you see the 4 car of Jeff Purvis. He put it in the wall between turns 3 and 4. Not a happy night.
Now, let's see what happens here. Jeff comes into view there. I don't know that anybody really got to the back of him. I think he was on the high groove. He's on the outside of Mark Green there. And car just came around with him. I don't know if Mark got into him just a little bit or not, but it didn't look like it was this ankle.
Out on pit road, Jeff Purvis is there, and he's back out on the track, but heavy damage on the car. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Mike, heavy damage to the left rear of the 4 car. He told James Finch over the radio, oh, and there's contact on pit road between the 4 car and the 37. We're pushing the 4 car back. Mark Green is pulling into his pit stall as well. A confrontation between some of the crews, Ken and Campbell, and a couple other guys that are really going at it. Very upset about this confrontation between the 2 cars. The officials are trying to break it up, and Mark Green is being pushed back onto the racetrack. Some definitely heated tempers right now on pit road.
Boy, Jeff Purvis is really upset. You said the tempers get short at these racetracks, and you saw Purvis thinking Mark Green was blocking it. Oh, my.
Johnny Allen trying to calm down. Jeff Purvis is a little upset at this moment, so are the NASCAR officials.
Boy, the competition is fierce, the racing is close, and it gets intense. And,
I don't understand that. I really didn't see. I mean, they looked like they were side by side. I mean, Mark could have pushed him up just a little bit, but I didn't really see anything to cause all that. I mean, I don't. You know, like I said, we're up here, and I don't know what happened there.
Let's take a look again, and we'll see what happened when Purvis came into the pits. It was pretty obvious that he was not happy at all with the driver of that 37, Mark Green.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here. See Jeff, the rear end tore up. He comes in behind Mark and gives him a little shove there, and then it broke loose from here. I told you at the start of the show we're going to have tempers flaring. It's one of those deals there that that's a pretty ugly deal there.
Well,
hopefully nobody got hurt.
Let's hope tempers calm and we get back to some good, clean racing here on the racetrack in a moment. Jeff Purvis obviously upset. That car ran so well here a year ago. Dale Shaw.
Yeah, well, Purvis, he had a good car tonight. I mean, he had a good car at Myrtle Beach, and he got into trouble up there and messed the car up a little bit. And tonight he had a good car, and the car got messed up again. So, I mean, you can understand his frustration, but, you know, again, I really didn't see anything to cause that. And, Kenneth Campbell's a pretty big fella. I don't know if he really wanted
to mess with
that anyway.
147 laps are complete at South Boston in the Lycos.com 300. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led every lap of this race. Yeah, it was all right to lay out a little bit there. I didn't think it was worth calling.
No, that purpose, he just pissed.
I ain't about to do that, man.
He was running good at Myrtle Beach and crashed the car there. He's just frustrated. He's frustrated with himself. That's what it is.
He'd get penalized for that.
He should. Saturday night racing.
Hey, where's Matt? Did he get involved in the middle of that? Did you get hit?
No,
Hey, Matt, get hit down there?
no figure four leg locks or pile drivers, but I did see some leaps off the upper rope.
Man, that was something. That's great. Was that Carol down there in the middle of all that?
If you talk to Purvis, you got to go talk to Kenneth Campbell. You got to get two views of it.
The Lycos.com 300, presented by Valleydale Foods, is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. Saturday night at the races here. It's the Lycos.com 300 in South Boston, and you saw Timbers really get away from some guys. Jeff Purvis and the crew of Mark Green. Hopefully things have settled down, and out on the racetrack, we've gone back green flag racing. And that is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Again, another fantastic restart. As we've said, he's led every lap in this race.
Yeah, he's going to be very hard to beat unless something happens to the race car. Second place, Tim Feedable there. We've got 2 lap cars between him, and well, he gets around Matt Kenseth there, and we'll see if he can run him down, which I doubt. But Tim may be saving something. I mean, he's a pretty smart little dude there.
Well, Tim Feedable only has to get around Glenn Allen now to set his sights on Junior. Also running in third right now is the 36 of David Green. Todd Bodine is up to 4th, and I think those two may be a factor before the night is over.
I think so. It helped that team out tremendously when they got 2 veteran drivers to come back and drive those 2 cars, and it's showing. I mean, they had good cars. Nothing against Matt Hutter or Mike Cope. They just needed a little more seat time, and they'll be back in the Busch Series. They're 2 excellent drivers, and they'll be back.
Let's get more on that altercation that we just saw on pit road a moment ago. Matt Yoakum is on pit road.
Well, Mike, we caught up with James Smith, the owner. James, the interesting incident goes on. Brian Anderson goes, what happened?
I can't hear what you're saying.
What happened, James?
I don't know. It looked like Jeff maybe lost his brakes coming down pit road. No, it got in the 37 car had been running it real hard all night, and it was a lap down, and he got in the temper there. I guess Jeff lost his temper.
Well, he's gone inside the hall. The debrief is in his cell. We're going to walk on down and talk to Kenneth Campbell and see if we can get his side of the story, because in everything, there's always 2 sides of the story.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt, for keeping us updated on that situation. Interesting battle on pit road, and we mean that term literally. You see Kevin Grubb and Elliott Sadler battling now. That is the battle for 7th place. Grubb currently owns it, but Sadler wants it. You've got to talk and give a call to Elliott Sadler, who started this race back in the pack, but has now made his way up to the top 10. He has really improved that car as this race has gone on.
Yes, he has. That's the one driver who also has a lot of laps on this racetrack. He and Hermie both. And they should know their way around here, which they do. And they're steadily coming up through the field, especially Elliott.
Kevin Grubb last season won 6 times at this racetrack in the late model series. So the driver of car 52 certainly knows what he's doing. He knows every nook and cranny. But again, as we said earlier in the show, this racetrack has been repaved. It's taken some of the roughness out of it, and it's made it for a guy like Dale Jr. When you've got a car that will go like he does, the tires are going to stay, the tires are going to be underneath the car, and it really is a good racetrack.
Yes, it really is. Very smooth. I rode around it today, They did an excellent job of paving the racetrack, and I don't want to say they took the driving away from you, because the drivers still have to drive the car, but the track is much easier to drive now that it's repaved than what it used to be when the tires were wearing out.
See in the middle of your screen, that's Mike McLaughlin. He has made his way into the top 10. If he can get by the 83, Wayne Grubb, that is the battle for 9th position. So McLaughlin, who started back in the field, has done a good job as this race has progressed.
Yeah, the longer the race goes, like I said a few minutes ago, the longer the race goes, the veteran drivers who has a lot of seat time and knows exactly what's going on, they'll start rising to the top.
McLaughlin started 18th. He's now 9th. But again, the big story here, does anybody have anything for the 3 car? And it's a story that has been asked on this series at more than one race this year.
Week after week after week, he's the guy to beat. And
you know, I heard Dale Jr. talking this week about his team and about the dominance that they've had, and he continues to give credit to his team, to Tony Eury Sr. and Tony Jr., and he says nobody on this team has any ego whatsoever. Everybody gets along, everybody has input, nobody's got a big head about anything, and that's a true team in every sense of the word, and one of the reasons that Junior's doing what he's doing tonight.
you're right, that people don't realize that the attitude of each individual, each crew member makes a team. I mean, if everybody's on the same wavelength, if everybody has a upbeat attitude, things are going to go well for you. But if one person, if one person has a bad attitude, or if things doesn't go exactly right and they start flying off the handle, then it's going to bring the whole team down. I mean, you know, you're not going to run good week after week, although Earnhardt Jr. is doing that, but you know, you can't get down, and they haven't, and it's showing.
Tim Fedewa has had a great night as well. It's just not, he's chasing somebody that has really got it all together. Tim Fedewa done a great job in that base Motorsports entry, run second most of the night, and now the Team 34 cars are running third and fourth, David Green and Todd Bodine. So the guys you expected to run strong here are, it's just that they're all spread out a little bit.
They're all spread out, but we got a spin. Hermie Sadler's up there in 3 and 4. He's spun around.
And the yellow will wave here at South Boston. Hermie Sadler
Get her fired up.
on the wall. You're listening to his spotter talking to him, and he does have that engine refired and will be able to rejoin the fray here, probably without going a lap down. And he
No
does.
damage. Come on, Hermie.
So Hermie Sadler will stay on the lead lap here in South Boston. We've completed 174. Dale Earnhardt Jr. dominating tonight.
I talked to Kenneth Taylor. He says he doesn't know what happened, so he really wouldn't know what to say.
Oh, okay.
You guys hearing me? Hello.
I hear you, Glenn.
The booth hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Glenn.
Finally, God almighty.
What's going on?
Two things. One thing that I think put that deal to rest with Purvis. Number one, there will be some action by NASCAR. That's the unfortunate part of it. I'll guarantee you there is a hefty fine coming, and probably some suspension. One of those deals where we just got to guess it and wait to see what happens. The other thing is kind of interesting. Look at the scoreboard. I think 3 is the lucky number tonight.
I agree with you. Even 3 plus 3 equals 6, doesn't it? That's, yeah, there you go, man.
Okay.
But
Are these 3 back-to-back things? I just wait on graphics on the
Okay, hey,
screen.
Hoppy, can you boost Scott just a tick more? I mean, it's gotten a
Right.
lot better, but I know you're going to do so much. But if you just do just a tick more, that'd be great.
and I think it ought to be brought out that I had Bart Green in the booth.
Will you tell me? You tell me
The
what to read.
29 car is coming in.
Really?
One to go.
Okay,
Yes,
we'll be green
I
when we
am
get
in
back.
the 29 pit.
Close us up.
No, he's not going to come in. They're waving him off. Yeah, that seems to be a little better. Wait till they go green, and I can tell you, because it gets really bad then.
I'm going to leave that out.
Thank you.
That helps. That helps me. I got it. Winnebago Industries, the official motorhome of TNN. Stop by your local Winnebago or Itasca dealer now and see the new models available. For more information on the Winnebago Motorsports team, please call 1-800-643-4892, extension 2. Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. off the restart again. Another great restart. And even though he has the team, he has the power, he has the car, you got to give a lot of credit to the young man sitting in the seat of that number 3 Chevrolet.
Yeah, he's drove an awful good race. Very smart race tonight. And like what we say, when we keep saying it over and over again, Tony Eury set the car up, Dale Jr. is driving the car, they're pulling away. I mean, you know, there's no competition. But each time, Tim Beadleworth gets caught with a lap car in between them.
There's a spin in turn 2. It is Kevin Grubb, who was running in 7th place. A tough break for Kevin, who, as we said, was a big winner here last season in the late model series. This is his home track. Qualified well and was hoping to have one of those magical nights here tonight, but it will not be. Kevin Grubb.
No, he got up there against the wall there. And he might have got in just a little bit high himself and just slid up there. I wasn't looking there.
You can see the skid marks there of him sliding up into the wall, and window net has come down, and so we're glad to report a sign that Kevin Grubb is okay.
Yeah, here we go into the first turn. Yeah, hell, he lost it. Just past the start and finish line there and tried to save it. He got in way too high.
Kevin Grubb in trouble here tonight. More on that from Matt Yoakum.
Mike, according to his crew, that he thinks something might have gone amiss in the rear end is the cause that problem. They're not exactly sure if that is the culprit, but he says that's what the first thing is that came to mind by the way the car acted.
All right, thanks a lot, Matty. Working lap 184, there you see Kevin Grubb not happy at all. Hoping, as we said, for great things, and it's not going to happen. It's the worst feeling in the world to be out of that car before the race is over.
Your hometown track here, you want to do really well. And, he can test here all he wants to, but one thing he can't test is you can't test hitting that wall like that.
Well, it's time now for our AutoZone Tech Fact. More than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
One of the primary concerns about running 300 laps around a fast short track like South Boston Speedway is driver fatigue, particularly in the head, neck, and shoulders area. 300 laps around this place makes your head feel like it's going to fall off. Every driver in the field uses one of those built-in headrests on the right side of their seat to help hold their head up. Every driver, that is, except defending series champion Randy LaJoie. He still uses this strap hooked under his left arm, hooked to this ring on his helmet to hold his head up. Reason for it, right inside the race car. He designs and builds his own seats. You can see it there, the Joy of Seating by Randy LaJoie. What that seat does is gives you more support in your shoulder area as opposed to the conventional seat, which gives you support here. Helps hold your upper body up. I'll tell you what, he experienced the joy of beating the field here last year. Maybe he knows something that gives him heads up on the competition.
All right, thanks a lot, Glenn. And there is the 74 of Randy LaJoie running in 5th place tonight. A pretty good run for him, and no doubt he's comfortable in the seat.
Evidently.
One that he designed, indeed.
Looked like a comfortable seat there.
Let's go back down to Glenn Jarrett.
Hey, guys, we caught up with Kevin, and boy, tough impact there. You had a good race car. What happened, Kevin?
I'll tell you, the guys back at Guard Motorsports gave Crestall Monte Carlo a heck of a good setup, and we missed a little bit at first, but we got the car better, and I think we were going to have a good top 10 finish, but I'm not real sure what happened, to tell you the truth, going into the number 1 corner, but yeah, I just had to watch the replay and find out. I didn't feel like I did anything, but you never know. It could have been me. I just had to watch and find out.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see you're okay. We're going to get out of the way of the wrecker here and go back upstairs. Better luck to Kevin next race.
Hey, thanks, Glenn, and indeed, a tough break tonight for Kevin Crum. We're still under caution at South Boston. 186 laps on the board. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tim Fedewa lead this race.
Still got all them? You still have to do all those?
Okay.
You still have to do all those?
Yeah. Thanks. Are you you okay? Everything going okay? ExperienceCountry.com, your personal source for all things country, from race cars to country stars. Connect to Country.com. And out on the racetrack, how about Matt Kenseth in the 17? He has gotten back on the lead lap. Kenseth, second in points. You see him there in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. He has decided it was time to go. And what an effort by Matt Kenseth.
Well, I don't know how long it's going to last there. He did get a jump on him, but we'll see what works here.
Only 6 points separate them in the Busch standings. Dale Earnhardt trying to get him another lap down, and boy, you got to be impressed with Kenseth and the battle that he's putting up here.
I'm very impressed with Matt Kenseth. He doesn't give up, and you know, when you go a lap down, it's very easy for somebody to just give up and say, okay, I haven't lost this race. We'll come back next week and try to win it. But he has not given up one bit. He's trying very, very hard to get his lap back.
Matt Kenseth and certainly has made his owner and crew chief Robbie Reiser proud this year, and the sponsors of this race, as we heard earlier, the Madison, Wisconsin native, had a consistent season. 14 times he's been in the top 10 this year, and that's what it takes to be up there in the points.
Back in there again. Let him go. Buckshot's behind you. Slide in between there.
You hear the spotter talking to Matt Kenseth.
The drivers need encouragement each and every lap. You know, they need to talk to them just to let them know they're out there.
Tim Fedewa touches Kenseth just a bit. Kenseth does a great job of keeping that car pointed in the right direction.
Fedewa's taking all of his time there trying to get around Matt. Matt's got a very good car. He just was unfortunate a few minutes ago.
Well, we're in lap 196. We'll get another one of those yellow flags where teams will be allowed to come down on pit road and maintain their position. Pit for tires and fuel. That'll be coming up in just a matter of minutes now as we're completing lap 197.
We got some tire smoke on Matt's car there getting into the corner. The left front there when he gets down into the corner there. Tim must have gotten the other there. Knocked the fender down on the tire.
What a tough break for Matt Kenseth, who you knew wanted to stay on that lead lap if at all possible until that caution came out, but just was not able to do it. Dale Jr.'s too strong, and he's got some cheap metals, he said, rubbing on that tire, and Tim Fedewa touched him just a little bit.
Yeah, but one more lap, he can come back in and go in and knock the fender off the tire there, and he gets to start right back behind Earnhardt Jr. again, and he'll get another chance to get his lap back.
Well, the caution is out on the racetrack. We are at lap 200, and a lot of tire smoke
I need a little fender work on the inside front. He's down on top of the tire.
Matt Kenseth, and you hear the spotter who is...
I wanted to beat it back to Ryan so I get one more shot at Earnhardt here. Sorry, you guys, man, I had him. I just can't go no faster. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can to keep him under control here. We're gonna make this slight air pressure adjustment, fix that fender, and fix your mirror, okay? Just give me some tape in here. What are they trying to keep under control? Hold the one groove I was running around the top. Okay, you're doing great. You're doing great. There was no place for you to go. NASCAR was trying to tell me what the 33 where we were going to go. That's what I mean. There's only 5 laps to break. I want to restart second. I was running on the outside. Then, you know, when they got run into, I got run into. I wasn't holding them down, so that's all I could do.
You're hearing Matt Kenseth saying he got run into, and he got run into by Tim Fedewa, who also has some sheet metal damage on that machine. And there's some tire smoke coming off the 33. It's on that right side. You can see a little bit of it there. But he, too, desperately needs that fender pulled out a bit.
Tim's got a good run going. He really doesn't need to mess that up. I mean, I know he wanted to get around Matt there to have a shot at Earnhardt, but he just really didn't need to mess it up.
Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, guys, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has brought the number 3 in this time. It's still a little tight off the corners. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment to try to remedy that. Right in front of him, series champion Randy LaJoie, still fighting a tight race car. They're going to take some bite out of his car, some wedge out of the right rear. They're doing that right now. Behind us here, Matt Kenseth. Nobody's working harder than Matt right now, trying to get that lap back. They're working on that fender that he got caved in there in that altercation with Fedewa, and they're making a slight air pressure adjustment to try to get his car to turn just a little better. If they can get it to turn, he can get that lap back. How about it, Matt?
A couple problems for Tim Fedewa. First, the right front fender was pushed in. The Vic Kangas led through, pulled out the fender. They're going to change 4 tires. Tim was reporting his car was just a tick tight. They made a wedge adjustment and an air pressure adjustment. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the 36 car, David Green. His car, he says, is perfect. Kevin Caldwell, his crew chief, told me no adjustments on the Stanley Tools Pontiac.
Well, Matt, we said all night, and Larry, you said it before the race. David Green, a car to watch. We'll have to watch here. And there you see Matt Kenseth. And again, these cars not losing any position because of this mandated yellow. Let's take a look at the rubbing again between the 33 and 17.
Yeah, you see Tim on the inside there, and what he was trying to do there was go in and sort of push Matt up the racetrack so he could have a better shot at coming off the corner there. And they just banged fenders and got the tires rubbing.
Well, none the worse for wear. Both still in the top 5, but it is Dale Earnhardt Jr. They're all chasing here at South Boston tonight. That was good stuff on the radio traffic there. That was great. Radio traffic. No, that's what you need to do. You know, because I don't hear everything from here, so you get the whole thing. Because I heard. Where is it on the track? That was fun. He was putting some more out there. Here's what the critics are saying about TNN Motorsports video game Hardcore 4x4 for Sony PlayStation and Sega Saturn. If you're a racer and you like games, check out TNN Motorsports Hardcore 4x4. The Sony PlayStation and the Sega Saturn in stores now. You'll see fenders crunching, wheels busting, and doors flying off. This game gets so real you'll have to scrape the mud off your TV. For more information about T&N Motorsports Hardcore 4x4. And you see still on the 17 a little bit of tire smoke on that left front, it looks like, Larry.
Yeah, I don't guess they got it clear all the way there. Bookshot got up under Matt and was pulling the way there. So his car's running a lot better. Hopefully he can get up there and get a lap back.
Well, a tough break for Matt Kenseth, who came into this race trailing Dale Jr. by only 6 points.
But when you have a night like this, you have to look at it as it just being one race. I mean, you have to look forward and say, okay, we gave it our best shot. Luck just wasn't on our side tonight. We can go back next week and we'll get the points back that we lost this week. So, I mean, that's just the way you have to look at it.
And Larry, as we're 2/3 through this race, look at who's up into fourth. You see it there, the number 74 of Randy LaJoie has passed David Green now for the 4th position. That battle for 4th, and you're seeing where your favorite driver is. NASCAR Timing and Scoring presented by MCI.
Yeah, David, him and Randy, just like a couple of weeks ago down at Myrtle Beach, they're together, and two veterans that won't give an inch, so this should be interesting. But Randy's, he made some adjustments in the pits in the last break, and his car seems to be doing a lot better.
Yeah, if you were with us a couple of weeks ago here on T&N, then you saw the great battle between LaJoie and David Green at Myrtle Beach. LaJoie winning, really putting a boost into that Bates Motorsports team. And David Green, who has run the wheels off the 36 car for Team 34 ever since he climbed aboard. It's been a top 5 car week in and week out. It does not matter where the track is.
Very consistent, and that's what it takes. Get consistency, the points will come.
David Green now up alongside of LaJoie. Again, this is the battle for 4th, and a great one it is.
Couldn't call that lap. That was the, if that was the checkered flag lap, that would have been a photo finish.
Now the owner and crew chief on the 17 is not happy. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Robbie, we saw you talking with the NASCAR officials. What was going on?
Well, they want us to get out of the way of the leaders, but the problem is you got guys up there that are a lap down. We're trying to race with them too, and we just can't pull out of the way because the whole line goes through. And they just don't want to see it that way, so what else do you...
Okay, Robbie says the car is okay, but when we saw Buckshot Jones pass Matt a while ago, that was for a position. They're both one lap down, so they're not too happy here right now.
No, indeed they're not. A lot of points on the line right now. Kenseth posted in the 17th position, and the 4th place battle has now been won temporarily by the driver of car 36, David Green.
Well, those two guys, they love to race each other. They race each other clean, but they race each other hard. And that's what makes Bristol International Racing so exciting. I mean, you know, you've got these veteran drivers in there, and they've been running Winston Cup, and now they're back in the Busch Series. It just makes for great racing. You race people clean like that.
Right behind them, a great battle for 6th position. Curtis Markham and Elliott Sadler. Curtis Markham driving the 64 tonight. Elliott Sadler in the 66, and is giving this home crowd here for him something to get excited about as he's moved up into the top 10 now, as you see. Sadler in the 66, and here comes Mike McLaughlin in the 34. McLaughlin, who started back in 18th, now making his move as we're over 2/3 of the way through this race. Let's go down to Matt Yoakum.
Mike, both Magic Shoes and Elliott Sadler on the move. Magic Shoes all over the 66 car. On that last pit stop, the 34 car was complaining his car was too tight, so they made some air pressure adjustments. The 66 car as well, it took a spring rubber, a full spring rubber, out of the right front. Both drivers say their car is excellent now, and we'll have to watch and see if they can fight their way to the front.
Magic Shoes McLaughlin is on the move. There's no doubt about it. And Elliott Sadler knows his way around this racetrack. You know, we're seeing a dominant performance tonight, Larry, and when you talk about domination in this series. As we look at the battle for 7th, it's a good one. McLaughlin just knocked Elliott Sadler out of the way.
Got to go. It's getting late in the race, and you have to get all the positions you can get. Now is when I thought the tempers would be clear instead of earlier. It's getting late in the race, like I said, and it's time for the bump and grinding to get started.
How about Mike McLaughlin? Just picked up another position. He is in 7th right now, and on the move. Can he get to the front to challenge the leaders?
Mike's done very well in that car. He's a very consistent runner, runs very good week in and week out. But who's doing a really good job is Curtis Markham, the 64 car there. He's just in front of Mike. He's filled in several times this year for Dick Trickle, and he's done a very good job. He's having a good race today.
Todd Bodine's feeling a little pressure in that 3rd place position. His teammate, David Green, is almost up alongside him. So adjusting according to your screen, there's the battle for 3rd place, and it's going to be a good one before long. David Green putting lots of pressure on Todd Bodine, and Todd has run a great race here tonight. He won this race back in 1996, just got passed for 3rd place, but Bodine has put some life into that number 30 team.
Yes, he has. They were struggling early on in the year, and with Mike Cope in the car, but again, Mike, he just needs a little more experience. Great driver, but just a little more experience. Nothing against him, but they bring a veteran in with Todd Bodine, and he's done wonders for the team.
David Green making his move. He's in 3rd place. The man he is chasing is Dale Earnhardt Jr. And look at Tim Fedewa closing. Will we have a battle for the lead? Looks like we might here at South Boston. We'll see when we come back. 227 laps are on the board. Hey, I think we might have a battle for the lead. Fedewa's moving. Fedewa is closing ground. I mean, he is catching. Hey, Glenn, is Earnhardt slowing down a little bit? Is something going on there?
I don't know. I'll find out. But when we come back, we got to say something about Curtis Markham. He's running 6th. He's been in the top 10 all night. We haven't said a word about him. We need to call him. I'll find out on Earnhardt.
Yes, we do.
Also, you guys might want to mention about Kevin LePage is in that 59 car for the first time. He's in 10th.
Got it.
Good job, Jason.
Hey, Glenn, so you know, we covered that battle for a while of Markham and...
Close the pit line.
Elliott. Welcome back to South Boston, Virginia, the Lycos.com 300. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 3-car, that Chevy out in front all night long. But for the first time tonight, Jr. might be having a bit of a challenge. He is having some trouble getting through lap traffic. Meanwhile, Tim Fedewa now only about 4 or 5 car lengths behind him.
Yeah, if Tim's going to pass him, he's going to have to catch him in traffic, because when they clear the traffic, Junior he seems to be pull away just a little bit from him. So Tim's working traffic just a little bit better.
Now you see the margin between the 3 and the 33. Here's a 98 Busch Series fact. Only 2 of our races this season have been won from the pole. Will it happen tonight? Certainly Dale Jr. is trying to do it. He's led every single lap of this race. It's an incredible performance.
And each time Fedewa gets within 2 car lengths, the crowd here stands up on their feet. They want to see a good race, and not that we don't. We have a great race going on tonight, but they'd like to see a little battle for the lead there.
battle for third place. Randy LaJoie and David Green, shades of a couple of weeks ago, and LaJoie gets a little fender underneath him. That gets the crowd on his feet just a bit, too.
Those guys will battle all night. They're great. It's a lot of fun to watch. Speedway's closed right back up on the back bumper of Earnhardt now.
Tim Speedway now on the back bumper of Dale Jr., who's trying to get by Joe Bessie. But we have got a race here in South Boston.
As long as little Earnhardt, as long as he's in traffic there, Speedway can close up on him.
Bessie trying to avoid going a lap down. He is on the.
There he goes.
He is 1 lap down, trying to avoid going 2 laps down. And Bessie gets into the wall.
Yeah, Earnhardt got just same thing a while ago with Dillon. He got tired of waiting for him to get out of the way, so he just helps him a little bit.
It was time to run. There you see Joe Bessie, who was trying to avoid going 2 laps down and could not do it. He has some serious problems on that machine. The 3-car being black flag is a word we might have. We'll see there. We have the black flag out. Let's watch. Here it comes. The black flag is going out for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Tough break.
A little too aggressive tonight. Oh boy.
That's gotta hurt.
They have got to be really disheartened. There's Tony Eury Sr. not happy at all.
See him going up the back stretch there. They're going to turn 3, and Earnhardt looks in his mirror there, and he sees Speedway's closing in on him. And, you know, he just gives him a little hit there. Just he didn't mean to spin him out. He just wanted to bump him a little bit to push him up the racetrack so he could get underneath him there. Unfortunately, Joe just turned around there into the wall. And this is going to hurt it. We need to see what the penalty is going to be here.
Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Dale Jr. has brought the car in right now, and we'll find out from Tony Eury what the penalty is. Tony a little upset right now, doesn't want to talk. We're hearing it is a 1-lap penalty. They have pleaded their case to NASCAR, but to no avail. They're saying it was just as much Bessie's fault as it was Dale Jr.'s because Dale had been behind him so long, and they're contending that Joe wasn't giving Dale enough room to get under him. But whatever they plead, there's a 1-lap penalty in effect right now. I tell you what, as strong as his race car is, if he keeps his cool, he still has enough time to get back to the front of this field, maybe get that lap back. I don't know if he's got enough time to get all the way back to the front again. Tough break, but that's a call that NASCAR makes, and everybody has to abide by their decision.
55 laps remain. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s chances of winning tonight may have ended on pit road. We'll be back. South Boston in a moment. I like that.
Huh? Well, his daddy was just like that. Dadgummy needs to settle down. Oh, you watch him now. He'll go crazy. He'll go crazy.
Oh, we're going to have a good race now. Running into this thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many laps is Kerry down there? See, he needs to let those cars that just 1 lap down. He needs to let them. Oh, yes. I hope they don't get together. I hope they don't get together. Buckshot and Feedable. Feedable, he needs a good run. Plus, Joey's back there. If he messes with Feedable, Joey will boot it down. Car's not running good at all. He just gave up.
Welcome back to South Boston, Virginia. Dale Earnhardt Jr. led the first 245 laps. It was black flag for running into Joe Bessie. The lead now belongs to Base Motorsports. One of our storylines tonight, and those two cars are out front. Tim Fedewa in car 33 and Randy LaJoie in the 74. 1 and 2 in this race. And right behind them, team 34, David Green and Magic Shoes McLaughlin is now up to 4th position. Got a race here.
They've run good. 2 race teams, 2 cars apiece. Should be very interesting.
More on Tim Fedewa. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
I just talked to crew chief Vic Kangas. I said, Vic, you got Randy LaJoie, last year's winner, right on your bumper. Do you have the car to hold him off? He said, well, I hope so. This car is the same car that Tim won in Nazareth. For point of reference, the 74 car is not the defending winner car. This is the sister to Ellie Mae. The car out of the 74 stable that won so many races with both Johnny Benson and Randy at the wheel. It's very similar to last year's car, but not the same car. Both teams hoping they can make it a 1-2 finish. I'm sure Steve Bird doesn't care which car finishes first. Just both are in the top 2.
Tim Fedewa also in that car, set on the pole at Myrtle Beach and ran very, very well there. As Matt said, he won once earlier this year in Nazareth. 6 top 10s this season. Good year going for the driver of car 33, and Randy LaJoie, who won his last time out on a short track, now in 2nd place. The car running in 3rd position on the racetrack is Buckshot Jones. He is a lap down, and at this point in the race will do everything he can to try to get back on the lead lap in case there's a caution so he can get up and back.
Yeah, he's going to try his best to get back up there and get around Tim to get his lap back, but there's Randy running 2nd, and those 2 guys have had some problems in the past, but you know, Buckshot's going to be very careful as far as going around it.
261 laps complete, 300 laps will make up the distance in this race. 39 remain. And Randy LaJoie, I would think, would be calculating right now, when does he make his move? At what point does he decide to really get up there and try to give that 33 a challenge?
Well, what he's probably thinking right now is, you know, I want to stay back. I want to cool my tires off, much like he did at Myrtle Beach with David Green. You'll lay back a little bit. You won't push the car as hard as you want to, and you know, let your tires cool down and then make one final run at it.
Speaking of David Green, he is the 3rd place car. Back there behind Buckshot Jones, there you see the yellow car of David Green, and behind him, Magic Shoes Mike McLaughlin.
Yeah, David Green and Mike McLaughlin, they are catching the front two guys, so we could have a 4-car battle here for the lead pretty shortly.
Tim Fedewa, a native of Michigan, strong career in late models on the short tracks in the Midwest, and is making a mark for himself here on the Busch Grand National Series. There you see the 6 of Joe Bessie involved in the really big story of this race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to get by his black flag spinning Bessie.
That's going to really hurt him in the points and everything.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. being posted now 1 lap down and in 19th position. We're getting close to the end of the Lycos.com 300, 267 laps complete. Base Motorsports, Fedewa and LaJoie running 1 and 2.
McLaughlin's crew are cheering him on. He just passed David on the outside here.
Unbelievable.
So he's
The Lycos.com 300, presented by Valleydale Foods, is brought to you by Kawasaki All-Terrain Vehicles. Call 1-800-661-RIDE for the dealer nearest you. Caution is out on the racetrack. Phil Parsons has spun on the backstretch. There is a car that has spun in turn 3. It is Kerry Earnhardt.
Two deals at once there.
Let's take a look again at what happened. A lot of cars battling for position late in this race.
Yeah, this is Tracy Leslie and Wayne Grubb together.
Here's Lyndon Amick in the 35.
Lyndon gets caught up in it. And back behind that, Phil Parsons spun around trying to, he checked up trying to avoid this guy, and I think somebody got into the back of him.
Heavy smoke coming out of Lyndon Amick's machine, car 35.
A lot of guys, well, I say a lot, Buckshot Jones got his lap back on that deal there. Fedewa had to slow up to keep hitting somebody. And we're really going to have a shootout here. Mike McLaughlin is really on the move. He's moved up to third now.
Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, a big discussion going on here between Robbie Reiser. When that caution came out, Matt Kenseth, I thought, and obviously Robbie thought that he beat the leader back to the line and got his lap back, but NASCAR ruled that he did not, that the leader beat him back, and so they came down and told Robbie that he had to go back to one lap down. He had to wait on the pace car, and Robbie is not very happy. He was already unhappy with the call they made a while ago, but this has upset him even more. He just thought that they had cleanly gotten their lap back. I don't know. You know, Robbie's got his case. NASCAR saw it the other way, and Robbie is visibly upset right now.
There are a lot of tempers starting to flare late in this race. We've got 25 laps left to go. Tim Fedewa, Randy LaJoie, Mike McLaughlin out in front.
I tell you what you can do. You can look. Yeah. See if you can go to the end car of Matt Kenseth's car and see if he did beat Fedewa back to the line. See if you can find that. Unless you want, if you want to stir up some controversy.
It'll be one to go when they get here. Left out. Come on. There you go. The 99 coming up behind you.
Don't forget, though, we've got a tight battle for the lead here going with 20 laps left.
Yeah. It'll be a good race. Lap cars don't get in the way. This will be a good deal.
McLaughlin's the fastest car out there.
Yeah.
Go. Great. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Back at South Boston, Virginia, Mike Hogwood and Larry Pearson with you. Glenn Jarrett, Matt Yoakum down on pit road. We're ready for the stretch run of this race. 20 laps remain, and it's Tim Fedewa and Randy LaJoie. But in third position, Mike McLaughlin, who has always run well at this racetrack, is running well tonight and may be the fastest car out there right now.
I think he is. I think he is. He's been caught back in traffic before, and now he's free of traffic, and we'll see what he's got. I think he's very strong. I think he's been fooling everybody. He's been holding back a little bit.
More on Magic Shoes from Matt Yoakum.
Well, Mike, there are two differences of opinion about that last caution. Tim Fedewa, the leader, did not want to see it. His car is better the more you run. Conversely, Mike McLaughlin wanted it because he needed to get some of the lap traffic out of the way because he is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. And also, if they go to victory lane today, what a celebration it'll be. It's Steve Elwick's 43rd birthday. Some folks at home might go, who? But fans of Magic Shoes knows it's the big guy. Steve Elwick turns 43 today.
Mike McLaughlin, as you see, 4 career Busch Series wins. Had a second here at this racetrack in 1995 and 96. He said earlier this week that South Boston reminds him of those short tracks in the Mid-East. We've got trouble on the back straightaway. Tracy Leslie is involved, and Kerry Earnhardt there again in the 40 once again. What a tough night he's had.
Yeah, it was a tough deal. Somebody got in under Kerry there and turned him around. Everybody else got caught up in it. I missed the car that was underneath him there.
What this caution will do is set out a shootout for the finish here. Our 13th caution of the night comes in lap 286. 300 laps will make up the Lycos.com 300. And Tim Fedewa has to be getting a little antsy in that seat. Let's go down to Glenn Terry.
Hey guys, one thing we got to consider here, this is the last thing that Tim Fedewa, Randy LaJoie, and Mike McLaughlin want to see. It's absolutely what Matt Kenseth wanted. Matt now gets one more chance to try to get that lap back before they get inside of 10 laps. It's a double file restart. What that does is if Fedewa beats him to the draw and holds him behind him, the other two cars, LaJoie and McLaughlin, have got to spend time trying to pass Matt once the race restarts. So they didn't want to see this. They had clean racetrack, 1, 2, and 3 were together, but now they got to start all over again.
Well, let's take a look at the spin with Kerry Earnhardt, Tracy Leslie, that is responsible for the caution here.
Didn't get to see who was, somebody did hit him. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been the 72 car. He and the 72 car got together, and Kerry just went around.
You're on board now with Kerry Earnhardt.
Yeah, the 72 car just gets inside of him.
As we said, a rough night for Kerry.
Yeah, it has been. But he's getting seat time, and that's what it takes. But it has to be a little frustrating for him, and you know the way Dale Jr.'s been running this year. But Kerry's time will come. It just needs to be a little patient.
Still under caution. 13 laps remain. 12 after they cross the start finish. And again, it's the Base Motorsports teammates of Fedewa and LaJoie 1 and 2. McLaughlin is 3rd, and David Green ready to make his move here in 4th, but it's Green who has been better on longer runs. He really hasn't been near as strong on those shorter sprints, so he may not be that much of a factor as we go down to the stretch
way
of
to
the
the
race.
left, Kerry. That thing, it might get real wicked loose on you, so be careful of it.
You're going to say Kerry Earnhardt's rear end's knocked over. That could create a problem for him. I don't think he'll be able to be up to full speed with the rear end knocked over like that.
Okay, just get in behind Cam there, Kerry, and take it easy.
You're listening
There'll be
to
one to go. Get yourself caught up.
Spotter and crew chief talking to Kerry Earnhardt. His instructions as we prepare to go green. And you see Matt Kenseth, as Glenn talked about a moment ago, is now pulled up alongside Tim Fedewa and will give it everything he's got when that green flag waves.
I don't want to mess up and come back to Hunt, you know what I mean? Gonna have to hustle though, because the two guys behind you are waiting.
That's the radio to Matt Kenseth, telling him what he already knows. He's got to go.
Green, green.
And then Fedewa got a good jump there.
Fedewa and LaJoie get around Kenseth. Also, McLaughlin is around Matt Kenseth. Those three will battle to decide the winner of this race. 10 laps remain.
10 laps to go. Now, Matt Kenseth, he done a very good thing there. When he didn't get the jump on Tim to get his lap back, I think he moved down to the inside and he let Randy and Mike go to have a clear shot at the win. That's very courteous.
Tim Fedewa showing a lot of poise Here at the end of this race, the pressure is on. Randy LaJoie, his teammate, the defending winner of this race, right behind him. But we had a finish down the wire a year ago. Will it be a repeat here? Looks like it's very possible. Randy LaJoie now knows it's time to, he can't wait any longer. He's got to try to make his move now.
Yeah, he's got to go, but he's got to remember also that there's his teammate in front of him, and he don't want to do anything to mess him up or anything like that. But one slip by Randy, you know, if he makes the one wrong move to get by Tim, then Mike McLaughlin will be by Randy.
Vidua, the Michigan native, won in Nazareth. This is the same car as we've heard earlier here. And he shows no intention of letting Randy LaJoie underneath him or near him.
No, Tim's running, he's running a very smart race. And I don't think he's as nervous as he would be if his teammate wasn't behind him. If it was somebody else that's not out of the same stable as his car, I think he'd be a little more nervous. But he's running a great race, and his line that he's running around the racetrack hasn't varied much at all. I mean, he's run a very smooth race.
Well, we talk a lot about that on short tracks, how key it is to run smooth, and that certainly has been the story for the driver of car 33, Tim Vidua. His crew down on pit road cheering him on, waving him by. Now 2 laps remain. White flag will be out next time, and there's trouble on the front straightaway. Buckshot Jones is involved. Kevin LePage as well.
Here comes the finish here.
White and the yellow wave, and this race will end under caution. Tim Vidua will win the Lycos.com 300, his second win of 1998. And he takes the checkered flag. Vidua, who ran a great race all night long. His teammate Randy LaJoie finishing second. Mike McLaughlin is third, and he will make a move in the points. David Green comes home fourth. But our congratulations to Tim Vidua, you see waving to the crowd. I thought he drove a smart race all night.
Tim Vidua drove an excellent race. Best race I've seen him drive in a long, long time, and it paid off for him. I'm very happy for him.
Now Tim Vidua trying to find victory lane. I think he's going to do a few donuts. He is.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Randy won the race down in Myrtle Beach, and Tim's going to show him that he can do it too.
He'll do one here in front of the grandstand if he has room.
He wants to.
Well, he's down at the start-finish line. Let's go down to Glen Terre.
Well, we're just now getting up to Tim. First of all, he gets congratulations from his wife and all the crew. Doesn't have the paraphernalia unhooked yet. Getting high fives from everybody involved. Gonna be just a minute, guys, before I get to him. Hey, buddy. Tim Vidua, congratulations, man. What a great job and what a great race car you had.
Yeah, it was, man. These guys kept, Vic and Brian, the whole crew, you know, they just kept giving me what I needed on them cautions. It was, you know, you got to race this in 3 segments, and they did that. You know, the guys were smart enough to give me what I needed. I just asked for a little tight, a little loose, and they give it to me, and it's really nice, man. This feels great. Had a good car, you know. I was a little better in Little E in traffic, but, you know, Bill spotted for me, the owner, and he just kept saying, be patient, be patient. And we kept the fenders on it, and, man, this is great for Kleenex, Scott Brand products, and we're just happy as heck.
Come on out of the car. I got one more question for you, Tim. And the question is, here he goes. He's going to get a big cheer from everybody. All right, his second victory of the year. The only other racetrack that Tim Vidua had won at in the NASCAR Busch Series was Nazareth. There's a big hug from the wife. Tim, one more question. Now, from pit road, as you came down to take the white flag there, I could see the whites of your eyes when you saw the 00 sitting in the racetrack.
Yeah, it was pretty close to, you know, you're hauling and you're trying to, you know, I knew Randy was on my back, and of anybody to be but Randy, man, I mean, geez, old Pete, you know, I knew he was going to put the pressure on. I just flipped my mirror up, and that's what he told me to do when he gets up there, and that's what we did. And man, I'm just happy for this whole Base Motorsports team. 74 car won last year, we won this year. That's 2 in a row for Base Motorsports here. Kimberly Clark, Scott Brand Products, all the guys that help us out. Man, what a nice day.
Congratulations again, Tim. We're going to let you celebrate. He's getting big congrats there from Steve Bird, Randy LaJoy's crew chief. Here's Matt.
Well, Glenn, on the opposite end of the emotional spectrum, Dale Earnhardt Jr., you come home 13th, you dominated all day. What's your take on the one-lap penalty?
Yeah, I don't know, you know. It's the only racetrack we got where the lap cars race the leaders, so. And I didn't want to run into the back of the boy, and I didn't mean to run in the back of him. He got off on the brakes real hard going off in that corner, got in the back and spun him out. I'm sorry for spinning out, Joe, but you know, we was leading the race, getting a little pressure from behind, so I had to go do something, and it's a shame, you know, like we led a lot of laps, but we got some valuable points out of the deal, and hopefully we kept the points lead after this, and I think we'll just have to keep concentrating, keep at it. You know, we on probation, and I can kind of understand where NASCAR's coming from. They don't want to put up with too much rooting and gouging, but it's kind of tough. You know, it's we run behind him for about 10 or 15 laps trying to lap him, and it's real hard to lap people, especially on this tight track, without, you know, pushing and shoving a little bit. And if he ain't gonna move over, that's what he's gonna get.
Well, obviously dejected. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishes 13th.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt Yoakum. And again, our congratulations to Tim Fedewa, his second win of 1998. Finishing second, Randy LaJoy here in the Lycos.com 300. We'll be back with more, wrapping up what was a great race on a short track. Okay. Hey, good job, man. All right.
Featherlight, the official trailer of NASCAR, IndyCar, World of Outlaws, IRL, and a major sponsor of NHRA.
What about NASCAR Online? Are we doing that?
Was I not supposed to say nothing about
Right. Can I say that Eli will be there? He's there?
Featherlight, the official trailer of NASCAR, IndyCar, World of Outlaws, IRL, and a major sponsor of NHRA. Remember to call Featherlight for all your trailer needs at 800-800-1230. Radio communications are provided by Racing Radios. For all your racing communications needs as well as scanners, call on Racing Radios at 1-800-669-1522. And by LA West Luxury Vans. LA West vans are available at select Ford dealerships nationwide. Call us at 800-786-VANS.
Race into the all-new and official store of NASCAR. Visit NASCAR Thunder, now open in cities everywhere. For locations and more information, call 615-883-7000, Monday through Friday. And we invite you to check out NASCAR online before, during, and after the race at www.nascar.com. It's your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. NASCAR Online tonight, talking about the win by Tim Fedewa here at South Boston. Coming up next on TNN Motorsports, it's high speed on the high banks as the Pep Boys Indy Racing League duel at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, this is anything like the Texas race. Expect a lot of great racing Stay tuned in just a couple of minutes for the Visionaire 500. Right after this race, 9 o'clock Eastern is right here on TNN Motorsports. We'll be taking you to Charlotte shortly. Right now, though, let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Well, Randy LaJoie won at Myrtle Beach in the sister of Ellie Mae, and she almost brought you your second straight short track win, Randy. A great run tonight.
It was. You know, you guys on the crew worked hard tonight. We fell a little behind at the beginning, a little too tight, and we freed it up, and we were recovering at the end. I might have used it up a little too hard getting up there. Used the right rear up a little bit, but great run for, you know, Timmy, and that's good. I mean, those guys needed a win. Hell, we needed another win, you know, but that's his second. You know, we run good at Myrtle Beach. We wanted he run good at Myrtle Beach. Goes to show we got our short track program on, you know, but last week, California, we finished 16 and 17, so I'm kind of looking forward to going to Indy.
Base Motorsports dominates South Boston again. This time, it's his teammate, Tim Fedewa.
Well, I'm standing by with Mike McLaughlin in a great run from the back of the pack, Mike. The change that you guys made on the car on that last pit stop really made a difference.
I tell you, these guys are good, man, that we keep adjusting on it. The last 2 weeks, we've been right off the truck. They've been working at it. We haven't been qualifying good, but towards the end of the race, we're there. They're making the right calls. My hat's off to Team 34 and Gould's Pumps. Everybody supports this team. We're not done yet.
No, I say they're not. He gained some valuable points in the points chase tonight. I tell you what, Team 34 had a heck of a night, guys.
Oh, indeed, they did. All three drivers finishing in the top 10. David Green was third. McLaughlin was third. David Green was fourth, and Todd Bodine posted with a top 10 finish as well. So Team 34 doing well, but bested just a tad tonight by Base Motorsports, Larry, Tim Fedewa, and Randy LaJoie. There you see Magic Shoes coming home third. David Green, another strong run with that Team 34 car. And Curtis Markham, a great run tonight, finishing in the top 5. Todd Bodine comes home 7th. We'll be back with more from South Boston in just a moment. Okay. Just FYI, late models are coming on the track. And Larry is excited. I haven't seen him this excited in a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Fired up. Lord. Hey, man, I want to get your phone number before you go, because I'm going to call you.
Yeah.
Farm
okay.
Down there. Race day? Where's race day? What are we doing after this? No, I mean, after all these reads. Exact. Oh, really? That'll be exciting. Okay. Hey, great pictures, Bruce, with the fight and with the Earnhardt black flag on it, man. You were on it. Yeah, you did, man. It was awesome. Saying yay for? Why are you saying yay? Hey, it's another big weekend in motorsports, and to get you caught up on everything that's happening, tune into Race Day. There's up-to-the-minute highlights, interviews, and more. It's coming your way Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on TNN Motorsports. Rick Benjamin and the gang will catch you up on this race, all the big stories here tonight, and preview the big Winston Cup event at Pocono tomorrow. It's tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock here on TNN. Down to Matt Yoakum.
Well, David Green, your 5th straight top 5 with this team. It seems like your car got better in the late stages of the race.
It did until that last caution. You know, I didn't want to adjust on the car. We hadn't adjusted on it all night, and I was afraid to do anything to it. And that last set of tires, just right on the get-go, the thing drugged the skirt, and the air pressure was still the same, but the thing just didn't want to turn. And Todd and those guys got around me, and I got back around them, but I kind of hurt the tires getting back around them, and the thing just pushed a little bit too much at the end. But great day for Team 34. Stanley, this Pontiac, I'm loving this Pontiac every week, and just a great old short track race, and just awful thing for the guys. The guys did a whale of a job again. I ain't been here in 2 years, and they dialed me right into this whole thing. No car stayed good all night.
A good run for David Green. Also a good run for his other teammate, Todd Bodine.
Yeah, Matt, the 3rd guy in the Team 34 triumph right there, Todd Bodine, and wow, top 5 finish. Pretty good welcome back so far.
Yeah, not too bad. Great day for Team 34. And Slim Jim Chevrolet ran good. Goodyear tires were great. We got a little loose at the end. We miscalculated on our adjustment in the last stop and just got a little too loose, but it was a great day. Qualified 3rd, finished 5th. Team 34 got Mike up in the points. It was a good day for us.
Congratulations, Todd. I tell you what, guys, he hadn't forgotten anything. He got the car owner, he got the sponsor, he got Goodyear, he got everybody. Todd remembers.
Hey, thanks. Todd told me before the race tonight that he is having a great time. He says he's back with a team that he feels they really care about him. They're listening to what he has to say, and that they've meshed right off the bat, and that's always got to be a neat feel.
It is. It is. The Busch Series is very relaxing. I mean, it's very competitive, and you want to beat the other guy, but all in all, it's very relaxed atmosphere.
Base Motorsports and Team 34, the teams to beat here tonight. Tim Fedewa, our winner at South Boston. We've got more when we return to South Boston, Virginia. You stay with us. Okay, the revised top 10 is a lot different than what we showed as the top 10. Do you realize that? Or do we not? Doesn't matter. We just got, I guess it's Todd Bodine moved up. Cool. No, I'm fine. I am fine. I will for this next race, though. When we get going in this next race, I'll have one. I need everything I can get this next race. Not much. I don't know. I wouldn't think much.
Time me to go to the bathroom.
Ah, it's not loud.
Get me a cup.
All right, somebody get Larry a cup.
Just a small one.
It's going to get messy here in a bit.
Yeah,
no, I'm not serious.
It'll fit.
God. No. Doreen, it's getting crazy. Okay. The Lycos.com 300, presented by Valleydale Foods, has been brought to you by Texaco, a world of energy. Coming up next weekend on TNN Motorsports, those powerful pickups of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. We're doing some high-speed hauling at the New Hampshire International Speedway. Don't miss the Pennzoil VIP Discount Auto Center 200, Sunday, August 2nd at 1 o'clock Eastern, and it is right here on TNN Motorsports. Let's go back downstairs. Glenn Jarrett.
Hey, standing by with Curtis Markham. Great 6th-place run. Super sub for Dick Trickle tonight. Pretty good race car, Curtis.
Yeah, it was, Glenn. This Snyder National Chevrolet Monte Carlo ran great all night. Dennis Shoemaker and the guys, they always put a good car together.
Well, I tell you what, this guy knows his way around this racetrack. As I said, good sixth-place finish. He beat a lot of top-quality cars. Good run for Curtis.
There was indeed a great run for Curtis Markham. We saw for a while that battle with Elliott Sadler. And as we look back at the full field rundown, Magic Shoes and David Green third and fourth, Tim Fedewa, Randy LaJoie, teammates first and second. There's Curtis Markham, Shane Hall, and Todd Bodine. Elliott Sadler, Lyndon Amick. What a strong finish for him as well. Phil Parsons, despite some trouble, comes home with a respectable run. Matt Kenseth, we told you, he's battling in the points. He finishes ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr., who got black flagged after leading 245 laps. Mike Dillon came back from some problems. Buckshot Jones, he also made a nice run late. There's Joe Bessie, who was involved in that situation with Earnhardt Jr. Mark Green also had with an altercation on pit road. Tracy Leslie and Jason Jarrett, a strong run tonight. Kerry Earnhardt, we saw the troubles he had, came home 26th. Jeff Purvis, there will be some action from NASCAR concerning Purvis this week. You can bet on that. Ed Barrier finishes 29th. Dale Shaw didn't have the run he would have liked tonight. Neither did Bobby Hillen or Jason Keller. Keller comes home 33rd. 33 cars started the race. And there is Tim Fedewa, who you have to feel good about. Began the night 6th in points, a native of Holt, Michigan. His second win of the season. Had a strong career on the short tracks in the Midwest before he decided to make it in this big national series. He has done well for himself, as you can see the smile on his face. A great run for him tonight in holding off his teammate Randy LaJoie, who really wanted to get around him and come home with a win. And as we said also, the Team 34 cars, Mike McLaughlin, who wants desperately to win a championship this year, the 97 most popular driver in this series, comes home third. Larry, a final thought?
It was a great race. I enjoyed it a lot. And wake up Bowling Springs, I'm coming home.
I hear you. Coming up next, it's the Visionaire 500 IRL Racing from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Eli Gold is standing by to bring you all the action of that event. For now, it is Tim Fedewa. Look at the smile on his face, would you? What a thrill that has to be in a series like this to come home with a victory. Well, thanks to our reporters on pit road tonight, Glenn Jarrett and Matt Yoakum doing yeoman's work, and Larry Pearson, a champion on the track and making himself a champion up here in the booth. I'm Mike Hogwood. Our congratulations to Tim Fedewa of Michigan, the winner tonight of the Lycos.com 300. A good night from South Boston, Virginia.